So like I said, you know, certain things can happen doubly, but I can't afford a incomplete playlist, especially when it comes to the Gothic games.
I'm not interested in who you are. You've just arrived. I look after the new arrivals. That's all for now.
So I do this
to stay alive
in order to fix the gap, you know,
but of course I won't
as
keep you from
strongly and
own
efficiently as possible.
Well, what do you think?
Okay, what do I need to know about this place?
We call it the colony. You'll know already that we produce ore for the king. Well, at least we do, in the old camp. I have a certain
idea.
There are 3 camps within the barrier.
Not 100%
The old
sure.
camp is the biggest, and it was the first.
And how do I get to the old camp?
You just follow this path. The old camp is the next reasonably safe-looking place you'll come across. There are a lot of wild beasts between the camps. You'd be mad to walk around without a weapon.
So in advance, my viewers, sorry for the confusion. I was already playing with Gothic 3, but when I finished my Risen 1 playlist, when it comes to uploading them to YouTube and timestamping them, I noticed that episode 1 till 3 of my Gothic 1 playthrough has gone missing. I do not know if the highlight somehow got deleted. I do not know if I forgot to make the highlight, but the streams are long gone. So I'm doing this in particular to fix the gap, so I don't have to redo Gothic 1, I don't have to redo Gothic 2, and I don't have to redo Gothic 3. Not that I have to, but I can't timestamp Gothic 2 if Gothic 1 is not 100% completed on YouTube with timestamps. You know, I can't do that. So this is my way of trying to fix the gap. Where do I get a weapon?
When you get to the old mine, have a look around. I'm sure you'll find something useful. The mine is easy to find. It's just a few meters along the canyon.
Why did you help me?
Because you needed help. Otherwise, Bullet and his boys might have killed you. And I couldn't just stand by and watch, because I came all this way to make a suggestion.
A suggestion?
Yes. After this little incident with Bullet and his guys, you should be aware now that you need protection. Everyone who arrives here has a choice. There are 3 camps in the colony, and you'll have to join one of them. I'm here to show the new ones that the old camp is the best place for them.
Now, I know that episode 4 starts somewhere near Bloodwind, in the old mine, which means most likely that I have to go to the old camp, talk with a few people there, like the arena master, etc. Go to the sect camp, do a couple of quests there that I possibly can do, go back to the old camp, and it's finished. You know, it's not that I have to redo the entire game, it is only the missing part of episode 1 all the way to episode 3, so that my episode 4, 5, 6, etc., which are highlighted, can just be used to continue with the timestamps and such. Otherwise, I am at the screw, and I can't, you know, say, fuck it, I'm gonna redo Gothic 1 and upload Gothic 2, timestamp those, because it doesn't make sense. I go from Gothic 1 to 2 to 3 to Forsaken Gods, etc. You know, so where is Bullet now?
He and the others bring the goods from the outside world into the camp. You'll find him there.
Just to
but if
fill
you plan
the
to
gap.
fight him, be careful. He's an experienced warrior.
No less. I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Really?
I was given it by a mage shortly before they threw me in here.
You're lucky I can't afford to show my face around the mages anymore. Anyone else
So
would
I'm
gladly slit your throat
to
for
visualize what
That's
I did
because
and
the
what I
mages
didn't
pay their
do
couriers a lot.
in the first 3
and most
episodes.
people here don't have anything. If I were you, I'd shut up until I met one of the mages. Although in your situation, that's not likely to happen.
Why not?
The mages are in the castle in the old camp. Only Gomez's people are allowed to enter the castle.
And who's Gomez?
Gomez is the most powerful ore baron. He's the boss of the old camp, the most powerful man in the colony.
Let's assume I want to join his people. What do I need to do?
At the gate of the castle, you'll find a man called Thorus. Tell him Diego sent you.
Thanks for your help.
We'll meet in the old camp.
So again, it could be that some things occur double in my playthrough. of Gothic 1. I'm just gonna use this as a backup save. So my apologies for that in advance, but it's not easy to visualize what has gone missing. So the best thing to do would be to redo Gothic 1, but that means I have to stop Gothic 3 again, and my Gothic 2 playthrough has to be put on hold when it comes to timestamping. I can't not have that, so I'm filling the gap manually by just hoping that I do everything that I did do and don't do things double. But if that is the case, my sincere apology. What are you doing here?
Making sure no one gets near the exchange place, especially one of those cutthroats from the new camp. You're the new guy they chucked in today, right?
That's me.
Then you'd better watch out for the guys from the new camp. I work for the old camp, same as the others you saw at the exchange place. I assume you've talked to Diego.
And that's why I said in the beginning of my stream, it may confuse the people on YouTube and it may confuse the people on Twitch, but I have to do this. It's either redoing the entire Gothic 1 playthrough and it's put on a hold on my Gothic 3 playthrough, or just try to fill in the gap from episode 1 to 3 and just get done with it, you know. So that's I chose the secondary option, so I hope it works out. If it doesn't, if things happen doubly, my apologies, but I need the timestamps so I can work on Gothic 1 and continue Gothic 3. So again, my sincere apologies.
Yes,
Good.
Sorry.
Then you know what's what around here.
I'm not even sure what happened with the highlights. I can't remember that I didn't do them, but they're not there. They're not created, so I must have done something wrong, right? So what do I have to watch out for the guys from the new camp?
Compared to the new camp, the old camp's a quiet, peaceful sort of place. The new camp doesn't get any deliveries from the outside world. Most of the rogues there just steal whatever they need.
And the old camp?
The ore barons have everything under control. Next in line to them are the guards, followed by the shadows. The diggers are the lowest. Everyone who arrives here starts out as a digger. If you want to become something better than that, you'll have to get accepted as a shadow first.
So I'm just filling in the gap. It can go wrong. It can contain double content when it comes to episode 4, etc. I hope not, but we'll see. When I was ashore here, one of the guys punched me in the face.
They do that to all the newcomers.
I want to continue with Gothic 3.
Standing Godfather.
Oh,
But I
are all
can't
the guys
work
like
on
that in the old
timestamp
camp?
We do have
if
a
Gothic
few
1 is
suckers,
incomplete.
but they won't touch you as long as you
know.
pay them protection money.
So this is the best option that I have, apart from redoing entire Gothic 1. I'm not in the mood for that, you know, already had to redo it in the first place. Somehow I screwed it up, and now I have to redo the first 3 episodes. I saw a woman being sent down here with the goods.
Yeah, the ore barons get everything they
It's
want.
frustrating.
Do you mean to say the king exchanges women for ore?
They're convicted criminals too, of course. But if Gomez hadn't asked for them, they'd be sitting in some dungeon or other. I'm not sure what's worse.
I wonder, by the way, guys, did I put my stream on playing Gothic 1? I don't think that I did I?
I'm look.
There should be some old weapons.
So
in the derelict
I might get
mine
viewers for
further
Gothic
down the
3.
canyon. But don't
You know,
go and start a war with
the title
nothing
is
but a
Gothic
rusty
1,
pickaxe
but
for a weapon. Those things are slow and heavy. An inexperienced fighter should never use one of them unless
I can't
it's
double
an
check,
emergency.
you know. It's gonna take too much
You
time,
better
so it
make
is
sure
what it
you
is.
reach the old camp in one piece.
Yeah. I'm not very fond of being to redo this, you know, but at least it's 3 episodes, you know, so give it a take 1 hour and a half, and then I will be on schedule again playing Gothic 3. So if people come here to watch Gothic 3, either come back in like an hour and a half, or, you know, come back tomorrow, but I have to do this. You know, I can't have a incomplete playthrough of Gothic 1, and I most certainly cannot timestamp and upload Gothic 2 before Gothic 1, because it's a Let's Play series and not a Let's Play just Gothic 1, Gothic 2, Gothic 3. It's the entire series. It will explain why, you know, in the long run my character, no matter what path he takes, becomes a Mad King. And therefore I cannot have three well, have 3 episodes missing, you know. So I'm doing this in order to fix it. I'm trying to retake the steps that I did as I can recall, but I can't say for 100% guarantee that, you know, nothing will be doubled, as in double content. Nothing will be, you know, all that stuff. I'm now just playing out of standing memory of what I did and did not miss. Yeah, it's all about what did I or what did I miss. It will not take long. Until I am kind of confident enough to say, okay, this is the point. Now I know where my stopping point is, which is near Bloodwin. That's where episode 4 starts. But what I did do all the time in precise detail, that is kind of a mystery. Now normally I have a certain way of playing through the beginning, you know, so it shouldn't cause duplicates of some certain events, but it is possible that it happens. And if that is the case, then my sincere apologies. It will not happen again in the future, you know. But an incomplete playlist is a absolutely no-go. Is that weapon better? No, it's not. So sorry for those guys that come here for Gothic 3. I think I forgot to put, even though I did, you know, the title on my stream, I think I forgot to put Gothic 3 and Gothic 1. Now I'm not gonna do the entire Gothic 1. It's only the beginning missing part, which for some sort of a reason got not created in the highlight, or just deleted for some weird reason. I do not know, but I'm just going to fix it and then highlight it later on, so I can start the timestamping for my Gothic 1, upload them to YouTube. The beginning might confuse them, but you know, it will all be noted in the description once I do upload this to YouTube, on why, you know, this commentary is as it is right now, and then I will simply shut down the stream, reboot the stream, and continue with my Gothic 3 playthrough. But this is a must be done first, because if I do not do this right now, I'm only obstructing myself to continue my work with timestamping, because the entire day I couldn't timestamp because of missing episode 1, missing episode 2, 3, etc. You know, 4 all the way till the end are uploaded and highlighted on my Twitch. So you know, it is just episode 1 till 3 that has gone missing. For what purpose, what happened, I can't recall. It's been ages, you know, since I beated Gothic 1 in particular. But I'll just do what I can to fill in the gaps as efficiently as possible, so it makes sense in my other in the continuance of Gothic 1 episode 4 all the way till the end of the game. you know, without having duplicates of certain quests or etc. I'm just gonna do everything out of my head, what I may or may not have been done. I think it's pretty basic forward, since I in the beginning always have a strict way of playing, but I can't say that for 100% guarantee, you know. So again, my apologies for it, but I do what I can to fix it, so I can still continue with the timestamping, because Gothic 1 will still have 2 paths that has to be done, including the entire series of the Gothic games. But you know, like I said, I do not know what happened to the highlights, whether or not I created them. I'm most definitely about 90% sure I did create them, but they're not there. So in that regards, I must not have created them. But we'll see. You know, I will see what I can do. See if I don't screw things up in regard of, you know, what I did or did not do, etc.
Hey, you.
What do you want?
I want to warn you. If you continue this way, you'll be entering our hunting ground.
What do you hunt?
Mostly scavengers. There's a lot of meat on them. Besides, it ain't too hard to get them, once you know how.
Really? How's that?
Ask my friend Drax here. He knows more about these things than anyone.
Why is this area so
You've
dangerous?
just arrived, haven't you? There are different areas in this colony
for me,
which
it's
are
also
all more or less
confusing, you know.
dangerous.
And I
Paths
played
between
it.
the camps are quite safe, but even there you might come across some wolves which look on you as easy prey. And that's exactly what you are until you get a proper weapon and armor.
Where can I get better equipment?
The nearest place is that old camp. Just follow the path that brought you here. But you can get the stuff cheaper in our new camp, provided you know the right people. If you go to the old camp, ask for Mordrag. He's one of us. For just a little ore, he'll sell you the proper goods.
Tell me more about the areas of the colony.
If you travel between the camps, you'll need a map to distinguish paths and dead ends. Dead ends often lead you to dangerous canyons where you encounter creatures you'd better avoid. Do not enter the old ruins. There are too many around here, and most of them are old fortifications dating back to the time of the First Orc War. Some are abandoned orc dwellings. There are often orcs in those ruins, or even worse creatures. I'd avoid those places, especially at night. And one more hint, don't go into the forest.
Where do I get a map?
Ask the people in the old camp. There's a cartographer living there. Maybe you can steal one of his maps. If you manage to do it, take one from me as well.
Why doesn't he sell the maps?
If you get enough ore to pay for them.
Thanks for your help.
Don't go thinking everyone's gonna be so friendly, kid. There may not be much in a newcomer's pockets, but some folks would even beat you up for a pickaxe.
I'll keep it in mind.
You're hunting, aren't you?
Looks like it. What do you want?
Do you have some hints for the hunt?
I could teach you a few things, but everything has its price.
Which would be how much?
A good gulp of beer will do, to start with. Then we'll see.
Here you are. Take a beer and tell me about hunting.
Here.
Scavengers. That's what we call the big birds. Should be attacked one after the other. It's easy to lure single scavengers from the pack. If you come too close, they'll become irritated. After a while, they'll storm in your direction. At this point, you should be waiting for them with a raised weapon. If you manage to strike the beast before it hits you, you have to keep fighting. Then you'll be able to defeat the creature without being hurt yourself. If it hits you first, well, just don't let him.
What else can you tell me about hunting?
A lot, but it'll cost you more than a beer. If you know how, you can take the creature's teeth, claws, and skin. It's hard to get them, but they are valuable. At least every merchant will trade those things with you.
Now what I think I have missing is a couple of conversations in the old camp and doing a couple of conversations slash quests in the sect camp, I think. I'm not entirely sure, so it is possible that some things happen double, you know. But I will make sure that in the first 3 videos, episodes as I like to call them, it will have a notification on why it is what it is, you know. And why it may occur that some things have been done and dealt with double, like certain quests or some certain events. You know, it's not much that I have to redo, but it is still possible that I do things double, which can confuse my viewers. But you know, it is better to try to read step from the beginning to the end of episode 3 than to redo the entire game. If I die, I die. If I don't die, then I don't die. You know, it is simple as that. But I will do what I can just to retake the steps that I always take in the beginning, and to make as least errors as possible. Ja, ik blijf niet aan de gang lopen. Kuthond. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. 1 second, guys. 1 fucking second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. This only delayed my stream a bit more. But the dog ate the cat shit out of the, how do you call it? Cat toilet. So I had to throw it away. Fucking disgusting. I will rush through it as fast as possible, but not skipping conversations. You know, what is the way of getting it without error? Oof. Now these creatures are stupid, so that's a good thing, but... I'm just doing what I think I did, you know. It could be, like I said, that I'm doing things double later on. But I'm just following through my own footsteps as I think I did it. You know, as I normally do it. But I hope it is without error. That's for sure. But I can guarantee it will be little amount of errors. But it is possible that there will be a few minor errors. But we'll see. You know, if it fits, it fits.
Where do you
if it
think
doesn't,
you're going?
too bad.
To the camp.
You ain't come to make trouble, have you?
Diego says I'm to meet him in the camp.
Okay, in you go then.
Good. Are you fucking serious?
You're very probably right. I wouldn't like to be in this.
Sorry for the Marvin mode, guys. But my character was walking while I was not walking myself.
Let's talk
Let's Grim. I am new here.
Just arrived, have you? I'm Grim. I haven't been here for long either.
Escape was not working,
You.
reopening my items was not working, so the only way to intervene that walking was just to use Marvin mode. What's the life like here?
Easy going. As long as you pay your share of protection money to the guards.
What do I have to do if I want to get admitted to this camp?
Well, first of all, you have to become a shadow. Therefore, you have to find somebody who supports you, somebody who explains everything to you and takes responsibility for you. If I was you, I'd try to keep close to Diego. I did it like that. He's quite all right. He'll make you
But
take
the
the
chance
test of
is
faith.
very, very
That's
high
different from
that there will
everybody.
be no errors.
Then there'll be some other smaller tasks from other shadows. If you manage them, you'll be with us.
What was your test of
I
faith?
can't tell you, man. You have to be silent about things like that here.
Alright, so let's talk with Thorus, then I have to talk with Diego. You don't look as though as you will let just anyone get into the castle.
Only Gomez's men are allowed in the castle.
If I gave you a certain amount of ore, would that let me into the castle?
For a certain amount.
How much?
Well, it'd have to take a while to count the ore. Long enough to make sure me and my boys are busy counting while you slip by.
So tell me, how much?
1,000 nuggets should be enough.
1,000 nuggets?
Well, you could join up with Gomez. That'd get you in the castle for free.
I want to work for Gomez.
Oh yeah? And what makes you think Gomez will be interested in having you work for him?
Diego says that you decide who Gomez is interested.
Huh? If Diego thinks you're okay, why doesn't he take care of you? Look, let me explain. Diego's gonna test you. If he thinks you're good enough, I'll let you into the castle to see Gomez. Whatever happens after that is up to you, okay?
I'll talk to Diego.
Why don't you give me a test?
What?
It ain't that easy, kid. Any newcomer who wants to get anywhere needs a patron. That patron has to be one of Gomez's people. He'll test you. And if you fail, you're his responsibility. That's the law around here.
There must be something you need done.
No. The things we guards deal with are a bit above you, kid. You just stick to the tasks your patron sets for you.
Come on, I'm quite capable of doing anything you tell me to.
Oh, so you're intent on failing, eh? There is one thing that only someone who's not with Gomez can see to. But I'm warning you, you blow this and you'll be in mighty big trouble.
I'm ready for your task.
What I'm about to tell you is between you and me, and nobody else must ever hear about it. Understood?
Sure.
We have a problem with a guy from the new camp. His name's Mordrag. He's been stealing from the ore barons. Of course,
Hey,
that
Cedrico,
applies to
don't
a
get
lot of the
confused,
rogues in the
you
new
too,
camp.
Sangyo,
But this
about
guy
me
has the
playing
nerve
Gothic
to come
1.
to our camp
It
and
is the
sell
missing
our
part. The
stolen goods
title
to
already
our
says it, but,
boys.
you know,
He's
just
gone
making
too far.
doubly sure.
But he knows I can't do anything about it.
Why?
Because he's under the protection of the mages.
It will only be like 1 hour, 30 minutes, give it or take, till, you know, the gap has been filled, because my highlight and Gothic 1 starts at episode 4. Episode 1, including the intro, episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 for some weird reason got missing. I do not know why, maybe I forgot to highlight them, but I found out after completing my Risen 1 playthrough on uploading them to YouTube and timestamping them. I checked all my highlights, they're not in my highlights section, so I'm redoing it. The beginning part to fill in the gap, so I don't have to redo Gothic 1 entirely again, and afterwards, you know, continue with my Gothic 3 playthrough. Sounds to me like the mages are your problem.
Yeah.
So
But
it's going to be a bit confusing.
A few years
but,
back, one of
you
the
know, it
shadows
has to be
tried to
done.
stab the High Magician of the Circle of Fire while he was sleeping. They found him later in the Outer Ring. In fact, he was scattered all over the Outer Ring.
Because I can't currently timestamp, because of the missing part in Gothic 1. I could, you know, skip Gothic 1, redo Gothic 1 later on and timestamp Gothic 2, but then it doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense. My playthrough doesn't make sense, so I'm just filling in the gap right now so I can make highlights out of it, even though those highlights will be later uploaded, well, in the later highlighted creation, blah blah blah. You know, I can use that to timestamp them, upload them to YouTube, continue, and finally start with my Gothic 1 timestamping, upload them to YouTube while I'm continuing with my Gothic 3 Let's Play. Because I don't want to redo Gothic 1 entirely again, because I still have 2 parts to go eventually. So I will just use this method in order to get the missing gaps filled. The first 3 episodes, 1 hour and a half, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, especially if I'm, you know, explaining certain things, but I wanted to make clear for both my YouTube viewers and for both of my Twitch viewers, so there is no confusion in going on that it got missing. I'm trying to fix it. If certain things occur double, then they occur double. There's little I can do about it, but the chances are very, very slim that things like that happen, because in the beginning of the game I have a certain way of doing the quests, a certain way of moving towards each camp, etc. And the only camp that I think I have to go to is to the sect camp, do a couple of quests there, and then go out here again, stand on the precise point on where my Gothic 1 episode 4 starts, which is next to Bloodwind, give it or take, and then I will just simply again reboot my stream and continue with Gothic 3. This is just a way to fix the missing gap so that I don't have to redo the entire Gothic 1 playthrough and put it on hold when it comes to timestamping and uploading these to YouTube. Why do the mages protect this Mordrak?
Because they use him as a gopher. Our local mages are in contact with the mages over in the new camp. They often send gophers back and forth. They're likely to become very unpleasant if I throw one of their gophers out of the camp or have him killed.
What about me? What do you think the mages will do to me?
You're new here. You'll be okay. But I'm responsible for what my boys do. That's why it's vital that you keep your mouth shut.
Where can I find this Mordrak?
You'll find him at the south gate on the other side of the castle, just beyond the entrance. The bastard wouldn't dare come any further into the camp.
I see. Do you want me to kill the guy?
I want you to make sure I never see his face around here again. I don't care how you do it.
I'll take care of it. Alright, so do I have a better weapon?